Happy Wednesday. Okay, so I do understand that the day is almost gone, but still, happy Wednesday. I'm excited. So, yes, it's my birthday today. So, I really wanted to stop in to say thank you. Thank you for all the birthday wishes, all the text messages, the phone calls. Um, I even got serenaded today. Yeah, that was really, really cool. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I wanted to pop in to say thank you, but I really was more admirable about and appreciative to life, to another day, another year here in the earth. And so I recently just launched, fully now my YouTube channel. Yes, it's Kimberly Adams Ministries, but it's Your Best Life. Yeah, because I wanted to share with you that you should always strive to celebrate your best self, to live your best life. I just came through a season of finding my best self. And so I could write a book about it, and I may. But what I really done was I launched a mentor program as well. So, yeah, I launched a YouTube channel, but I also launched a mentor program. And the mentor program is called DiamondCut. Yes, DiamondCut. So it's not only about finding your best self and living your best life, but it's also about celebrating your worth. And so I'm excited about that. I think the reason that I'm so excited, though, is because I had to come back in order to move forward. And that in itself took processing to a whole nother level. And so I think sometimes we want so many things too fast. Like we want the whole thing at once of a thing instead of understanding and recognizing and realizing that we have to live each day in moments, and that we have to get to our goals and get to our best parts of life and live our best life and celebrate our best self in moments of time. And so what I really want to share is that we have to be mindful that we don't get out of the fire too fast. There are sometimes you get to a place in your life where it's almost like you have to be pushed into your destiny. Wow. And so it may be tough, but it's going to be worth it. And so to be pushed into your destiny is not always comfortable. It's not always your best friend or your homeboy or your homegirl. It's not always the one that you call sir or bruh or whatever. It's not always those ones who, that are a little more gentle with you and a little more kind with you and a little more patient with you. It's not always those ones who are the ones that are being used to push you into your destiny. Usually it's the ones who rub you the wrong way, all the way the wrong way. Usually it's the ones who really don't understand where you're coming from, and they have no clue where you're going. Usually it's the ones who you really don't care for too much. Usually it's the circumstances and the situations that you yourself thought would never happen to you, that you would never be in. But I'm telling you that when it comes to being pushed into your destiny, it's often going to be uncomfortable. It's often going to be uncomfortable. The good news is that God will go before you and He will always be with you no matter what. And so you can relax and you can and you can receive peace as long as you keep your mind on and focus on the fact that God has gone before me and He will always be with me, no matter how hot the fire gets, no matter how tense matters may seem or may become. You can always receive peace and find comfort, and that God has gone before me and He will always be with me. one place that you can always find peace also is in knowing that God has said he'll never leave us nor forsake us. And so what that means for us is that if we're in a tough situation, we can relax in knowing that God has already seen that situation and known that we were going to be in it before we got in it. And yes, I'm still excited and I'm still talking about my birthday and I'm still talking about life. But what I had to understand is that I went through a phase in my life where I had to be propelled, I had to be pushed, I had to be almost thrust into my destiny. And it did not feel good. It did not feel good at all. It was so uncomfortable. And so my smile that just wouldn't go away, it wouldn't go away for the life of me, if you understand what I'm saying. That my smile is what kept me and what helped me and what often gave me hope. And so I guess I want to bring to your attention is that there's going to be something about you. There's going to be a brand that's going to be all you and nobody else. That's going to be what you can reflect on in your tough times. And so what's going to happen is that brand, that mark that you can reflect on, that characteristic, that thing that God gave you that makes you unique from anyone else is going to be the thing that God uses to give you hope. Even when it seems like it's not able to give anybody else hope, you're going to be able to use it so that you can have hope. Just chill out for just a few more moments, because see what happens is I got into a place where it looks like every time it seemed like I was on my way out, looked like I went about 10, 15, 20 steps back. And so, watch this. A lot of it had to do with my attitude. My attitude about the situation and about the process was horrible. No, you're not understanding what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you is I could smile at the drop of a hat. I could smile on the drop of a dime. I could smile just like that because that's just my uniqueness. That's just what's always been in me. But it does not mean that my attitude was where it needed to be. I'm going to give you a moment and let it sink in. Because looks can be deceiving. It doesn't mean that I didn't mean well, because sometimes we mean well, just like the Pharisees and the Sadducees, the religious and the traditional people, so just like they meant well, it was nothing for them to mean well if they wasn't willing to submit to Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. It was nothing for them to mean well. It was nothing for them to do everything right in the sight and then in a way of religion and tradition. Okay. So what I'm saying is it didn't mean that I didn't mean well. It doesn't mean that my heart wasn't trying to be in the right place. Yes, I said trying. But what it does mean, and I'm sorry that the camera is crooked, what it does mean is that my heart still was not in the right place, okay? Come on, stay with me just a little bit longer. What I need for you to understand is that sometimes we go through life, and if we don't understand the thing, then we have the wrong attitude about the thing simply because we don't understand. I'm a teacher. I'm a trainer at heart. It's in me all day long. Okay. Don't know why. I guess it's just my gift. But I love to teach. I love to train. I love to show people how to do things and to explain things to them. And I really, it comes from the heart of a servant. I love to serve. I love to help. I really do. What I found out though is. You with me? Listen. What I found out though is I love to serve until things weren't really going my way. It's okay. I'm just giving you time to let everything sink in. I was okay as long as everything was going my way. Are you ready for this? I was spoiled, y'all. I was so spoiled. Yes, I said y'all. I'm from South Georgia. I don't know if everybody in these parts say that, but yeah, I was spoiled, y'all. And I talked to a really good friend today. And I keep telling him he's my pastor, but he won't listen. But anyway, so listen, I was talking to a really good friend today, and I was just talking to him and letting him know that in my meditation and in my self checks and things like that, I realized something about myself. I realized that Kimberly wanted things her way, when she wanted it, how she wanted it. That was that, and nothing else. I was spoiled, y'all. Listen, I could almost say I was spoiled rotten. And he was like, you know, it's okay to be spoiled a little bit. You said, why would you call this guy your pastor when he's telling you it's okay to be spoiled, when the Bible clearly says to like spare not the rod and spoil, so that you don't spoil the child, yada, 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 right? So what I mean is there are these people sometimes that you connect with that bring out the best in you, that help you to receive insight or gain revelation through the conversations that you have with them. And so no matter what is said, they steer you in the right direction. Sometimes they have a roundabout way of doing that, okay? And so that's what I meant. And so in this season, you want to make sure that you're connected to people who are steering you in the right direction, who are not misleading you and not just letting you do what you want to do, but who can also talk to you. Listen to me. This part is very important because anybody can throw a scripture at you. Anybody can speak to you and tell you what they want you to hear. But you need to be connected to people who, when they speak to you, they're speaking to you on a level that they're able to reach you where you are. Because don't you know the God that we serve, when he save us, and as he save us daily from ourselves, yes, I said even from ourselves, as well as from other things that's going on in the world, and from evil and from destruction and sin and all of that. But listen, so for God to save us, he has to be able to reach us right where we are, okay? So what I'm saying is this, is I came to an understanding and a revelation, received a revelation and gaining that understanding as I was reviewing and checking, doing a self-check on myself about my characteristics. And I just had to, I just had to admit it. I was like, Kimberly, you are spoiled. You're spoiled. And so he said, but what's the point? Because God was driving into me this thing about self-worth. And remember, I told you I finally launched the mentor program today. It's called DiamondCut. I'll say that again. Yeah, DiamondCut. And you should get in on it because it helps you to celebrate your worth. And so God wanted me to understand that we have to be mindful that, yes, we celebrate our worth, but that we're not so arrogant that we're spoiled rotten, that nobody can do anything for us, so that when they do anything for us, it's never good enough, or it's just got to be a certain way, or else we'll be so ungrateful. Just let it sink in. I know this video is longer than I thought it would be, but after I've been through so much, and after you've lived so long, and there's so much that I've been through, doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. It could be anything that you have an opportunity to learn a lesson and to have encounters where you're growing in the grace of God, and where you're receiving revelation, and you're receiving insight and understanding, and where you're able to communicate things on another level so that you can reach people. I keep talking about reaching people because I wanted to leave with you that God had to bring me to this place in my life. And yes, I don't think it's by accident or coincidence that the revelation came on the morning of my birthday. And when I say revelation, I'm talking about a divine connection to cycles and patterns and things that I had been stuck in and had been going through and experiencing simply because I lacked understanding. Simply because I was immature. Simply because I lacked knowledge in a certain area. And so I wanted to leave with you that I launched a DiamondCut today. A mentor program, DiamondCut. I launched it for you. Yeah, whoever you may be. Because I wanted to give in a way that I wasn't pouring my heart out to people who weren't receptive of what God had put in me. I feel God right now. See, because God wants me to help you celebrate your worth as you reach goals and as you live out your best life, as you find your best self, as you live your dreams, He wants me to help you to celebrate your worth. And I could only do that by going through a series of phases in life where I came to an understanding and a revelation of how important it is to not only understand and recognize my worth, but to celebrate it in the dream that I'm living. And so I celebrate it by encouraging you to let go and let God live through you. And so sometimes that can be hard to do when you've been taught everything except the thing that you need to be taught to get you propelled or moving forward in the right direction. And so what I want to leave with you and drive into you is that it's one thing to be going somewhere. It's something totally different to be going somewhere and not know where you're going. And so for a long time, I was on a path to nowhere. Oh, no. Can't let the devil win like that. Let me clarify that for somebody. I was in the church, preaching, teaching, prophesying on a path to nowhere. You say, what do you mean on a path to nowhere? What I'm saying is, God knew where I was in the path I was on, but I wasn't really in sync with him at a certain time in my life like I needed to be so that I could understand the path that I was on, so that I knew the path that I was on. In other words, I was going somewhere, but I had no idea where I was going. Because for a long time I had religion. For a long time, I went to church. For a long time, I read the Bible. Yes, received understanding. For a long time, I received revelation. But it wasn't on levels that I needed it. For a long time, I had all of that, but I didn't have the relationship with God that I needed to have. And so DiamondCut is to help you celebrate your worth. Because if you're not mindful, the blessing, the gift, are gifts, the worth that God put on the inside of you, you'll throw it away. You'll cast your pearls to swine. Because you won't be aware of how important it is to not only guard your heart, but to guard that worth with everything you got. And you have to know how to do that. We have to have discipline to guard our hearts. We have to have discipline to guard our worth. And so DiamondCut is about how pure and important your worth is. I'm almost done. DiamondCut is about how pure and important your worth is. Your worth is everything. It's everything because it helps you to connect to obtain, and to remain in healthy relationships. Wow. I'm going to finish up because I'm going to be doing a segment on how to recognize toxic relationships. But I'm not going to let that be what this is about. This right here is to say thank you for all of my birthday wishes. But it would really be a blessing to me if you check out DiamondCut. Because what I understand and what's been happening as a life coach, as a leader in ministry, what I understand and what I've been noticing, especially in the past, maybe 2 years, rather, when people share their stories with me, by the time, actually past about 3 years, by the time their story get to me, it's usually too late. They're usually at a place where they either don't want to really hear what I have to say, unless it's going to make them feel good, or unless it's going to be what they, already knew they wanted to hear before they contacted me. Or is it a place where they're losing their minds? And I'll leave off on the second one. This year, and let me help somebody out. Before the pandemic, that's what they call it, the pandemic, this whole coronavirus outbreak, before any of that even started, I got more calls than a little bit. I got more people connected with me than a little bit who were saying, get in touch with me, I should say, who were having issues in their minds. And I can help you with that. I can help you with that. Call me, reach out to me, set up a consultation. If you need a mentor, check out DiamondCut. Talk to me about it. I'm not trying to sell you something. I'm trying to help you move forward. So again, thank you for all of my birthday wishes. Thank you. Thank you to my dear friend. You know who you are. Thank you. Thank you to my big brothers. Thank you. Thank you to all of my family. Blood family, non-blood family. Thank you. Thank you to every one of you. Thank you for all of my birthday wishes. Just thank you. I aim to celebrate life. I want to help you to live your best life. Let me just throw it out there. I don't try to pretend to be something that I'm not or someone that I'm not. I know for myself I can do nothing without God. You're not going to do it without God. Whatever it is you're trying to get done. Do check out DiamondCut. It's everything that you desire. I'm telling you, it's everything that you need. If you know somebody who needs it, point them in my direction. I'm here to help. And so for my birthday, this is what I wanted to do, is to say thank you and to tell you about DiamondCut and about the YouTube channel, Kimberly Adams Ministries. Yes, living your best life. Are you ready to live your best life? I mean, are you really, really ready? Are you seriously ready? Okay. Well, I think that's all that I want to say right now. I didn't really have notes or script or anything like that. I really and truly just wanted to let you know I appreciate you, and I wanted you to be a part of knowing that, yes, I launched 2 things today that are really huge to me. They are really a blessing to the world, and they're going to leave a legacy. So if you're a legacy leader, I'm telling you, if you're a legacy leader, this is for you. Yeah. If you're trying to leave a legacy, this is for you. If that's your goal. Whether you're trying to launch your business, whether you're in ministry. One of my key gifts is knowledge. I have the gift of knowledge. I have a lot of gifts, actually. I know... I was reading in the Bible where, you know, he gave some gifts. He gave some different offices, I'm sorry. And then he also gave some people gifts. And I was just looking, and I'm just thankful and blessed that, you know, I have multiple gifts. And I say that not to boast, but because your gifts make room for you and bring you in the room before great men. And so even September, I believe, a few months ago, I got called from a higher up corporate office, and from somebody who the person reached out to me, and they was like, well, we really want you to take this role because someone from the big office, from corporate office, recommended you. And so we was like, yeah, we got to have her. And so I say that because I took the role, but when I took it, I didn't really know everything that it entailed, and so I almost didn't take it because I kind of felt like that it was beneath what I was looking for, if that makes sense. But then insight and wisdom and discernment told me, you know, yeah, this is a good opportunity, and so told me to take it, and so I've been learning things that, even though it looked like it was beneath me, I've been learning things that are so far beyond me, and I've been leading a team of people in this endeavor, and it's been stretching me in ways that I didn't even know I could be stretched, and it's been causing me to be exposed to ideas and you know, that I didn't even think that I could conjure up. And so I share that because I want you to know that all you have to do is set your mind to do a thing. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I didn't say think on it. You have to set your mind to do a thing. I dare you to set your mind to do a thing. If you set your mind to do a thing, you'll do it. Notice I didn't say think on it, just think on it. You got to set your mind, because when you set, she said it's about placement. When you place your mind to do a thing, then you're going to do it, okay? And so what I did was I set my mind to learn whatever it was, and to be stretched and to be pulled into directions that would be for me for better, that will better me as a person, and better me as a leader, and better me as a trainer, and better me as a speaker, and better me as a thinker, because sometimes we're stuck simply because our thought processes are wrong. And I'm sorry, I keep trying to end this video, but it's like there's a release that's supposed to happen to you while you're watching this video. You're supposed to receive a release, from that place that you've been stagnant in. Oh, wow. Glory to God. So listen to me. Here's what I'm saying. I'm not just saying check out DiamondCut just to say that you're a part of something. Oh, but you better believe, though, that if you check out DiamondCut, that you're going to be exposed to things you didn't even know that you had in you. You're going to be reminded of dreams that you had. And you're going to be exposed to next levels. Next levels. You're going to be elevated. Because it's impossible to be exposed to something greater than you and still be okay with something lesser than you. If you catch that, I'll stop. It's impossible to be exposed to something greater than you and to be okay with something lesser than you. DiamondCut is about celebrating your worth. And so I had to say yes to the endeavor, because my spirit man recognized that I had been exposed to something greater. And this was the path for me to walk into it. This endeavor was the path for me to walk into it. And so I had to be stretched and pulled and tugged. Because in order for me to live out my dreams, which are bigger than me, I have to be willing to be stretched and pulled and tugged. And even though the stretching and the pulling and the tugging becomes uncomfortable, I don't get weary. I don't get weary because it's well with me, because it's good with me, it's good to me, and it's good for me. You said, how can something uncomfortable be good to you? Because one thing about it, when you've been exposed to something greater than you, something in you won't let you rest with something smaller and lesser than you. So then your appetite changes, your taste, your desire, what you really desire change. So watch this. So your worth doesn't change. Your worth has always been what it was: genuine, pure, precious, important. But it begins to come up, rise up, and take its place. And so your worth, goodness, becomes priority. And when your worth becomes priority, then what you need to do and what's necessary for you to live out the dreams you're supposed to live out, and for you to press into your purpose, I feel that for somebody, and what's necessary for you to live a passionate life filled with that purpose, so that you haven't been in the earth just doing stuff, but you've really been doing what you've been called to do, whether it's in the community, whether it's in the church, whether it's in your neighborhood, whether it's in the school, so that you can live out that purpose to the fullness. You have to start making decisions that are based on priority, based on your worth, instead of what you felt, instead of how you feel, even in the uncomfortable times. That's it for me. Happy birthday to me. Thank you for my birthday wishes, my birthday messages, texts, the serenade. Thank you. Thank you for the conversations. Thank you. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. Check out DiamondCut. Check out the YouTube channel, Kimberly Adams Ministries, Living Your Best Life. And let me help you celebrate your worth. That's it. Ciao.